Hey Embers, welcome back to the channel and welcome to part 44 of my Arc the Lad Twilight of the Spirits playthrough. So in the last episode we started Karg chapter 6 and we also got Deke back from the Cathena arena, and we are now finally moving on to Halshin. We haven't been here yet. So let's go see what we're doing. So here we are. We are heading to Mount Lambda, but we have hit a battle. Now I am going to cut this one out because it isn't story related, so I will get back with you when we're finished. And with that, the battle is over. No level ups, unfortunately, but everyone got a decent amount of XP. So let's continue on to Mount Lambda. And I did make a mistake here, which you'll see in a moment. So here we are. What is this place? It's Lambda Temple. It's supposedly been here for 3,000 years. 3,000 years? What kind of a place is this, I wonder? I heard people go through intensive study to build themselves up, both physically and mentally here. Strictly following the teachings of Lambda. Those who make it through the rigorous training are able to manipulate the power of the earth and the air in the form of ki. Hope I'm saying that right. That's pretty impressive. It is indeed. And in order to get to Mount Lambda, you have to make it through this temple. However, they only let people through to Mount Lambda whom they deem worthy. If you try to bust through here without permission, a swarm of warrior monks come chasing after you. They stop at nothing to bring you back here. Yeah, we won't be testing that then. Anyway, we can't let that stop us now. Hey, I don't feel like fighting against these monks. I want to avoid fighting other humans, if at all possible. So let's get permission from the temple fair and square and head for Mount Lambda. Let's do it. Open the gates. I'm Karg of Nedelia. I wish to speak. Open up. Well, they have actually. Right, let's see. Pretty smooth. Alright, let's go. Right, let's head in. Oh, we are just going to check everybody's stuff. We don't have enough spirit stones to give everybody spirit stones, unfortunately, so we definitely need to go and buy some of those. But with that, let's head into the temple. We'll speak to this guy. Welcome to the Lambda Training Hall. By mastering training in the art of war, we aim to strengthen both body and mind. So we don't want to start a battle just now, I don't think, but the rules are, only one can take part in each round of training. You may switch participants between rounds. May I warn you that neither special moves nor magic are permitted in this training hall. We ask that you use regular attacks alone. However, items may be used freely. So this is the hardest arena in the game. We look forward to seeing you again. And it is not compulsory, actually, to complete this arena. However, if you are going for a trophy, a platinum like I am on the PlayStation 5, you do have to complete this arena. No one is permitted to enter here. Okay. So we will be completing this arena at one point, but I don't know if we'll be doing it right now. So let's go ahead and speak to this guy. Do you wish to train here? Now, I said yes when I should have said no. Fine, you may speak to the monk standing in front of the martial arts training hall. He will tell you all you need to know. So unfortunately, I thought that we had to train in order to pass to Mount Lambda. I should have said no there and it would lead on to the rest of the story. So what I end up doing is doing 5 rounds of this arena with Maru. And spoiler alert, I did win the 5 rounds, but nothing happened, so I was really confused as to why I couldn't enter Mount Lambda. But the reason is because you need to say no to him. So I am going to skip out the fights that I do with Maru, because they're just not necessary. This is me trying to click everything as I do. Beyond here is Mount Lambda. It is sacred to us. That is why no one may pass without permission from the priest. So yes, I end up fighting 5 rounds of the arena with Maru, which is not necessary. We are going to come back here and complete the arena, but we don't need to do that right now. So I think I end up leaving, trying to figure out what to do. So yeah, it takes quite a while. So I will get back to you when I've figured out what we're doing. So as you can see, I have completed 5 rounds with Maru. And they're about to tell us that. I didn't need to do this at all, but oh well, Maru's gaining experience, I suppose. Excellent work. I dare say we have a famous warrior on our hands. You have completed your training in this way. Please accept this prize in honour of your achievement. So we did get the Starwing Blade. But again, all of that was not necessary. So again, I'm going to get back to you when we figure out what it is that we're doing. But we are just going to check that Starwing Blade. Here we are, it's for Paulette, so we might go ahead and equip that on her. But yes, I'll get back to you when we're back with the priest. So we're heading back up to the priest. Now, again, for that arena, I think you need to complete 30 rounds. So instead we need to say no, we do not wish to train here. Fine, then what is the reason for your visit to Lambda Temple, may I ask? We want to get over Mount Lambda. This is what we were supposed to do. So I did waste a bit of time, but that's okay. You say you want to get over the mountain? Yes. And again, like I say, we do need to come back and complete 30 rounds of that. Karg, is it? Mount Lambda may at first appear to be a dense, unearthly place, teeming with monsters. Unearthly, sorry. However, to us here at the temple, it has been a holy land since before time. Only those who truly understand the teachings of Lambda are granted access to the mountain paths. Please, it's absolutely crucial that we get over that mountain. Well then, you may complete the training here. I think this is going to be very difficult, for our doors here are open to all the world. It may be a long and arduous road to complete the training, but until you've fully understood the teachings, you will not be allowed through the mountain pass. I appreciate that you have your own local rules, but we don't have time for that right now. I'm sorry if I sound a little pushy here. But we're trying to save the world from a mad dictator, and Mount Lambda is our only way in. Should you proceed without proper permission, you shall have to answer to our highly trained warrior monks. We do not want to fight over this, but we will if we have to. Yeah, he's thinking about that as well. There has to be another way. So, you want to climb the mountain without doing the proper training, do you? Alright, if you insist, I shall let you pass. I think there's more to it. Are you serious? However, there is one condition. Yeah, I thought so. A condition? What is it? Through your own power, you must come to grasp the true meaning of the teachings of Lambda. How you accomplish this is up to you, but I shall only allow you to once you truly understand. No problem. We will figure it out, I swear to you. So with that, let's head out of the temple. Again, we will be doing the arena here at a later time. Not right now. Let's see what Tatiana has to say. So, the teachings of Lambda, huh? I swear to you, laying it on a little thick now. Really? Do you have any idea where to start? No, we don't. Of course not. I've never been here before, you know. But we have to do something. That priest, he kept saying Lambda Temple has its doors open to the world, right? Yeah, he sure did. So? So there must be some place that has information about Lambda Temple, right? You're right. If we head to the Great Library in Perseus, we may be able to find something out. Most of the buildings in... Oh, is it Perseus? Pasus? Have long since crumbled and decayed away. But the Great Library has been saved by the loving care of volunteers. They've been repairing and remodelling the library through the years to preserve it. The Great Library? I guess it's worth a try. Let's check it out. So, let's go and head to the Great Library. I would love to visit somewhere like this. My goodness. Wait till you see it. And of course, if we hit any fights, I will cut them out. Yes, we do. So I will get back to you in 1 second. And with that, that's another battle down. Again, quite a lot of XP there, so let's continue on. We'll head to the Great Library. And we've hit another fight. So again, I will get back to you in a second because it's not main story related. And that fight is also over. No level ups still. We definitely need some, but Dieckbeck has classed up. So we may spend a moment just going through everybody's skills. We haven't done that this episode anyway. Now Karg doesn't have anything else to learn. And neither does Maru. Nobody else has quite enough SP yet, I don't think. We can use get Cure for Dieckbeck though, so that's what we do. So now finally onto the Great Library at Perseus. Perseus? I don't know how to say that. I do apologise. And this soundtrack is so nostalgic to me. It really, really is. May I help you? Yes, we need to find out more about the teachings of Lambda. Do you have anything here like that? The teachings of Lambda, huh? Let's see. Now, which one was it? Yes, here. We have something here. It's an ancient Lambda Temple Sutra. You have an ancient sutra? Where is it? I am terribly sorry, but I am not at liberty to tell you that. Eh? But why? The truth is, our head librarian, Mormat, is a bit eccentric. His belief is that you can only find true happiness from a book by working hard and discovering it through your own efforts. And accordingly, the motto of our library is, if you want a book, you find it yourself. However, after you have found what you are looking for, you are free to take it with you. It's a very strange library, isn't it? So good luck. I hope you find what you are looking for. We have no choice. Let's go find that book. So I am going to spend quite a bit of time looking around. This library has been here for a really long time, but in the beginning it was just a regular old building. But every time they remodel it, it gets more and more fancy, and after all these years, it looks like this. You know, the first time I came here, I thought it was a palace or something. It is beautiful. I came here to do some reading, but the artifacts they have on display here are just so interesting, I forgot to look for a book. And we are going to be checking all of these artifacts out, so we are definitely going to be taking our time in the library. It says images of Umen. Read the inscription? We will. A mysterious rock carved with faces excavated from what used to be the Yegos Islands. Why it was made is unknown, but it is presumed to be a religious symbol. There are both male and female faces on its surface, with the male faces known as Uin and the female faces known as Aran. Now I love history, as you know, so this is right up my street. It says dragon motif lithograph. Read the inscription? Yes. This is a lithograph taken from the floor of what is believed to be the ruins of an ancient temple. Judging from the dragon pattern and the fact that it was in a temple, it is believed to have been made for the purpose of worshipping the monster in ancient times. This is one of 16 total pieces, and it is believed that each part was able to move freely within its own area. The reasoning behind this is unknown, but the theory is that it was used in some sort of ritual. It's thought by researchers to be the most plausible explanation. So let's go ahead and speak to this guy. He's the head librarian. We carry all sorts of books from all over the world here. So I know that the book you are looking for is on these shelves somewhere, just waiting for you to find it. Sorry, I can't tell you where it is. You have to discover it yourself. Now, I do know how to find this. I can remember, but I want to look round. It says the songstress's music box. Let's listen to the first song. And I think we might as well listen to the second song while we're at it. Again, I think a lot of the things in here are references to previous Ark games, so these may be old soundtracks. And there you have it. So again, I think a lot of the artifacts are perhaps from previous Ark games. So we don't need to listen to any more from the Songstress's music box. There's a picture here. Yep, and? Oh, alright. There's a picture here. It's not telling us who they are. Okay. Again, possibly from previous Ark games. There's another one. And what else do we have? We'll speak to this guy. Howdy there, welcome to my humble little equipment shop. Oh, we have a shop! I've received a special permit to do business here, you know. From items to weapon parts, accessories to spirit stones, you name it, we've got it. Well, we definitely need spirit stones, but I'm going to get back to you when we're finished. So we did quite a bit of buying and selling there. If you see something you like, just give me a holler, will do. So let's carry on looking at the artifacts. It says Love and Luna. Read the inscription. Yes. A gun made by the Weapons Association, masters of weapon research and development who once spanned the entire globe. Okay. It is the most powerful weapon ever developed by the Association, and its beauty surpasses even the finest handcrafted weapons. Created by a genius of a 14-year-old girl, it is even lighter than it looks. The creator specially designed it for her own personal use, making sure it was handy and easy to wield. So again, is this previous weapons and armour from the previous games? I don't know, but I'm guessing so. Now we also have a healer. I don't know if we need to be healed. 120 Gs, blummy neck. Right, well we did get healed, but oh my goodness. We still have a lot of artifacts to look at, so let's carry on. I did have to take a quick break there, so there's a slight jump cut. It says Princess Henrietta. Read the inscription. Let's do it. A rose said to have been made by the legendary affluent Rochefort family for the beloved daughter they were rarely able to see. Okay. I wish I knew what some of these were. After repeated selective breeding, oh dear, this beautiful and highly fragrant flower became extremely delicate and very difficult to cultivate. I thought they meant the family. The secret to growing them is a closely guarded secret passed down through the family of butlers serving the Rochefort family. Well, you hear Rochefort family, you think posh, innit? I can't find the book I'm looking for, so I just decided to take a little breather. I could have sworn I checked all the shelves, you know. I wonder if there's some sort of trick to this or something. I think there might be. Maybe not everything you want is on a shelf. So let's look at this Crimson Blaze. Praised more for its exquisite beauty than its actual performance, this sword has been prized as a treasure for many years. Extremely light, it is perfectly suited for two-sword fencing. It resembles a fluttering flame when it shines, and that shine loses no luster no matter how many years go by. We do also have this, what looks like armour. Hero's armour, yes. Looks very heavy. This armour is the product of years of experiments at the Weapons Association, a haven of weapon and armour research. Made from many a precious material, on top of its high protective ability, it is said to be able to protect its wearer from disorders such as poison and paralysis. Oh, we need it. It is unknown who actually created it, but it is plain to see that they were at the top of their field. And then we have one final artifact, Monster Summon Trophy. This has to be from a previous game. A commemorative trophy presented to the Casino King. Oh yeah, in a giant place of gambling that existed in an ancient land known as South Srat? I don't know if I've said that right. One day the owner put his whole casino house on the table for a winner-take-all wager and ended up losing it all to a man who had a party of monsters in tow. That's why you don't gamble, kids. When this happened, the name of the establishment was changed from Pandilla's Casino House to Chongara's Casino House. This unique trophy was designed after a monster by the new owner to mark his new post as the head of the casino. So there is... however, the Chongara Casino House went under after only 2 years. And supposedly only 5 of these trophies were ever made. Alright. This is the only one known to still exist. So, as I was going to say, this is going to be quite a reading-heavy episode. Of course, we're in a library. I do want to read all the books. You don't have to read all the books if you are playing this game. There is a very easy way to get what you want, but because I want to make this as 100% as possible, I do want to read everything. So, apologies if that is boring. So, this is where they keep all the books. Alright, the ancient Lambda Temple Sutra should be here somewhere. Let's split up and look. And there are some funny bits here, so I did want to keep it all in. Card. Is it okay if I wait here? Oh, Maru can't read. You're not going to help? I don't think he can read. No one taught him. Ever since I can remember, my head just starts to hurt whenever I look at big books, you know? Oh, Maru. Maru, books aren't for looking. They're for reading. I don't think he can. I'm a prince, you know. I don't have to read. I just have my servants read everything for me. So to me, books are just covers to look at from the outside. My, a little high and mighty, aren't we? It's fine. Okay, Maru, you just wait here for us. Once we find it, we'll let you know. Okay. So yes, there's some really funny dialogue here and I wanted to get it all. I like my playthroughs to be as 100% as possible. I'll be right here waiting for you guys. So I do apologise again if this is a little boring for you, but I did want to go through everything. So we're just heading up and looking round. And then we're going to come back down and read everything. So if you want to skip all of this, that is fine. I can probably do a timestamp. We have a vast collection of historical texts, biographies, journals, illustrated manuals and more, all within these walls. If you would like, feel free to browse through our shelves. Yep, we're going to. You can't send me into a library and tell me not to read. There is a book called The Strange Tale of Mother Clare. Let's skim through it. When monsters were still virtually indistinguishable from animals and wild beasts, there was a certain old woman capable of communicating with them and bringing out their innate powers to their fullest potential. She was known to others as Mother Clare, but her real name and her background remain a mystery to this day. It is believed that there was a significantly high birth rate of beast talkers and cardists, people like Mother Clare with the natural ability to communicate with monsters, in the country she is thought to have lived in. So again, I think this is references to previous games. I don't see it anywhere. Where could that sutra be? And they're not very long, these books, so this shouldn't take too long. There is an old book called The Legend of the Ultra Mechs. Ultra Mech is the general term for robots designed and made expressly for use in battle in ancient times. They were organised into what was known as the Ultra Mech Squad. We have one of them. Ultra Mechs even appear in The Legend of the Heroes, and Deekbek, the Ultra Mech who served as guard for the heroes. He's with us. He's said to have faced Grolade, considered by many the most powerful Ultramech ever, in a fierce fight to the death. Grolgalde? I haven't got a clue. There is an old book called An Intro to Deekbek Research, and again we do have Deekbek. Deekbek, the robot protector who guarded the ancient heroes, was the leader of the Ultramech squad. The secret behind its power is cited as being the compartmentalized construction of the main unit. The core of its program was integrated separate from the body. It was designed so that in case the body was ever destroyed, the main unit could be removed and salvaged. By doing this, even if it were to be destroyed in battle or become superannuated, it could be re-outfitted in a new body and regain its original strength and abilities. So that's one side done already. Let's now move on to the next side, and again, it shouldn't take too long. We'll speak to this lady. Supposedly there used to be a school of magic near here. A lot of the things here were written at that school. I can't imagine a time when humans were using magic. Definitely, again, references to previous games. I need to find some way to play them. So this book is called The Wizard and the Mysterious Maze. Long, long ago, there was a maze said to be the home of a very old wizard. However, this was a very dangerous maze, Of all the people who have dared enter, not a single soul had come back out alive. One day, a group of brave young adventurers decided to test their fates and enter the labyrinth. What they found was a very mysterious place, filled with confusing passageways, treasure chests that run away when you try to open them, or mimics, maybe, and rooms that made all visitors see visions of themselves all around. However, these young people worked together and made it through all of these trials and tests, and eventually made their way to the depths of the labyrinth. There they found a legendary wizard older than time itself, protecting immense knowledge sealed up in his mind. The young group gleaned much wisdom from the wizard and set off on their journey once more. Later on, when they had finished their journey, they came back to where the labyrinth once was. They looked and looked, but they could not find the maze, nor the old wizard. All that was left behind was a vast field, covered with blooming flowers as far as the eye could see. So, I don't know if we're getting game spoilers here for the previous games. Oops. So we have research on magic by Marcia Acqui Quartz. Oh dear. Natural spells learnt at Roosheart allow one to focus the power of nature into a single point, control it and wield it at will. Accordingly, it is necessary to calm your spirit down and concentrate on your technique. So Karg of course can do magic, but other humans can't anymore. Furthermore, one must never forget to be thankful to nature itself. In this respect, magic is not about improving one's skill, but rather the most important thing one can do is to improve him or herself as a human being. Aside from this, in magic another way to exploit your power to its fullest potential is through mental concentration. This is one variety of what is known as ki. Also, those blessed with the power of the spirits are also said to be able to wield something called spirit magic, which is what Karg can do, but it must be a bit of a relief to him to know that humans used to be able to do magic, or some humans anyway. So we have the illustrated Book of Monsters. I found a Pyron, that mythical monster that was supposedly extinct, that had been sealed inside a card and still had its power left. We've got a Pyron on Dark's team. When I set it free, it took to the skies and flew off. I just know that if I could care for them and raise them well, someday these skies would be filled once again with Pyrons, flying to and fro, free as the wind. But I've never seen a baby Pyron, just an adult. We have. I'd love to see what a baby Pyron looks like sometime. Unfortunately, I think we have the last Pyron, right? Hopefully there are more, but I feel like we have the last one. So let's continue on, and there was a little jump cut there. I did need to take a break. They seem to have a lot of valuable books here, everything except the one we really need. Well, let's see. There's not too many more books to read, I don't think. Ancient oral traditions, okay? A calamity in heaven is a calamity on all lands. A calamity in the heart is a calamity in the world. When time flows is when the world shall fall. O blood of the sleeping hero, wake once more on this soil. May you brush away the binding impurities and build up a new glorious reign. Sorry if you heard my stomach then, by the way. My stomach is rumbling. So we have the writings of Merlin, with an E, maybe Merlinet. I, the thief Merlinet, shall leave for the generations of thieves to follow a definition of what it is like to be a thief. Okay? However, I shall keep these writings hidden deep in a winding labyrinth, or in the damp, dark dungeon of a menacing tower. So highly skilled larcenists there reading this now, follow my example, and leave in this record your own wisdom for other thieves to read, as you are reading this now. May this book be the abode of the ultimate in thievery know-how. Well, I wouldn't be leaving that about. Merlinet the thief. Rivers flow and become one as they merge with the sea. Life is like a river, small in strength, but when they come together, they are as powerful as the mighty ocean. Carpe diem. Eh? Agate, leader, Rainbow Bridge, thieves. Right, okay. Samson needs to write in there. So we have the new Academy Manifesto. We at the Academy are an organisation striving to rebuild this world out of its current wasteland state through scientific advancements. However, the Ultra Energy Project, which brought about the Great Disaster with its ambitions of harnessing that colossal power, ultimately failed because it lost sight of our fundamental aims and because we were too impetuous in our thinking. That mistake must never be made again. We are currently moving forward honestly and soberly under the President's new ideals. We aim to, among other things, help restore the cities, make more medical advances, and drive back monsters that threaten human existence, all while carefully examining the effects our scientific technologies have on our environment. This is our promise. Okay? So we have two people here. Ah, Span. Well, if it isn't Karg, this is who we're finding these spirit dictionaries for. You've come all this way to see me. Hello, Span. It's been a while. You look well. Actually, I'm looking for the Lambda Sutra. I don't suppose you know where it is. The Lambda Sutra. I've never heard of it. Sorry I couldn't be of any help. So, Karg, could that be a volume of the spirit dictionary you've got there? I have a few, actually. I think we need one more. Yes, that's right. I found it on my travels. We had a promise. Here it is. Oh, that's fantastic. So we've handed over the spirit dictionary. Have you read it yet, Karg? If you like, I'll read the whole lot to you. Where shall I start? No, we have read all 4 volumes, so we're going to skip that. Well, take care. So we have one more volume we need to find, Span. So we do need to come back. It's no good. I can't find it anywhere. So yes, we definitely do need to come back to the library. So we have research on Choco's diary. We recently got Choco with Dark. Among all of the ancient texts puzzling researchers to this day, the most conspicuously mysterious text is without a doubt Choco's diary. Oh, we shouldn't be reading her diary. Archaeologists such as H. Ruzi and I. W. Carter have spent their lives researching, trying to uncover the mystery of who this Choco person was. Well, she's on Dark's team at the minute, like I say. She's definitely in previous games as well. But still, to this day, no one knows exactly. Research has brought to light large gaps in time during the course of this diary. Okay? And researchers say that in all, it covers a time span of approximately 1,500 years. So Choco is very old. It is very hard to believe that the diary was the work of a single person. Therefore, the most likely explanation is that Choco was not a person, but rather the name of a project or scheme of some sort. However, if this diary truly was the work of one single person, it was probably not a human being. No, Choco's definitely not a human being. We'll have to bring her. Choco's diary, the manuscript. It feels weird reading this. Month X, day Y, sunny. The weather was so nice, so I decided to take a little nap. I dreamt I was eating meatloaf. It was scrumptious. I woke up right as I was filling my plate with seconds, so I'll finish up the rest of that yummy meatloaf tomorrow. Month X, day Y, cloudy. Boy, have I been on a lot of fun adventures. Yes, sirree. I made lots of nice friends, too. We went to all sorts of places together. We went to the ocean, and one time we had a picnic on the top of Mount Lambda. And we rode on a Pyron and soared high above the clouds. For some reason, I just never seem to grow up. I wonder why. Month X, day Y, rain. It's raining real hard now, so I thought I'd take a nap in this pot. I haven't slept here in a while, you know. Inside here it's dark, round, and just perfect for napping. So I've decided to just stay inside this pot for a while and not get out. I'll just wait until one of my friends invites me on another adventure. And that's where Dark finds her. I can't wait to see who's going to invite me next. I'm so excited. Yippee! I can hardly sleep. So Choco already knew about Pyrons too. How to Impress the Ladies, self-published. Go on then, Karg needs this. Wahaha, yeah, I'm laughing at you. The title of the book caught your eye and you picked it up because you got no luck with the females. Am I right or am I right? You know, if there really was a surefire way to impress the ladies, I'd be the first in line to find out what it is. Okay, listen up now. Up until now, if you don't count the time I got duped by those triplets, I have never been able to impress a lady, even once in my entire life. For this book, I have filled every page with my bitterness, hostility, and frustration with the female persuasion. Ow, rude incel! So you'd better be ready before you turn that page. No, we're not ready. But first, just let me say this. When the wind blows, I want you to remember. I want you to remember the guy that got dumped and vanished into the wind. Right? God damn it. I don't think this is the book for you, Karg, to be honest. By Spicy, The Dumps, all the way from the dumps. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't think that's the book for you, Karg. Let's move swiftly on. And again, we've got a few more bits to read, but nothing too major. I love books so much. I'm working my way through this library, reading all the rare books here. I'll probably be an old granny by the time I finish reading them all. I don't think you could read all of these, to be honest with you, love. So we've got spirit faiths around the world. People of long ago believed in the existence of many spirits in the world, and they praised and worshipped these spirits. The country that has had spirit faiths the longest is Arabasha. In Arabasha, they worshipped the water spirit, and once erected a large temple to pray for prosperity from the spirit. Furthermore, long ago, the native peoples who lived in the northern part of the continent of Aldro worshipped the fire spirit. Records have even been found of rituals revolving around a statue of the fire spirit in a local cave. Oh. Legend also has it that from the spirit's divine protection, they were able to harness the power of fire to wield freely. So is that the cave that had the 2 dragons in it that Dark went into? So we have Mountains of the World, the sacred Mount Sion. This mountain towers high above Epistia in its northeastern region. Legend has it this sacred mountain had in it an enshrined ark which had sealed up the darkness with its holy power. However, due to numerous and major shifts in the planet's surface through the years, not only has the surface of the mountain changed, but its position has as well, and currently it is such a steep and treacherous mountain it is virtually impossible to climb. All we know about the mountain currently has come from overhead inspection of it from the sky. At the summit, ruins of an altar can be seen, as well as what appears to be a temple on one of its sides. Although this is yet to be confirmed, it is proof enough for many as to the religious role this mountain has played in the past. Interesting. And take note of these 2 dragon statues here. An eyeless dragon. The dragon of the west brightens its eyes with the rising of the sun, and the dragon of the east brightens its eyes with the tranquility of the sea. That may indeed be a clue there. When these 2 dragons come together, the world shall split in 2. Sheo Li. This is kind of a weird question, but doesn't looking for books just make you want to go to the bathroom? No, not really. Let's say no. Oh, okay. I guess it's just me. Anyway, I've come to the conclusion that the act of searching for a book breeds a certain kind of tension, which in turn brings about a welling up of pressure in the bladder. Oh. See, what did I tell you? There's that urge I was telling you about. Now if you'll excuse me. Has he just peed himself right then and there because he hasn't moved? So we have 2 more books here. Airships of the World. Mobile Fortress, the Mage-Iced, giant flying battleship, pride and joy of the Dillsworld Empire. Full length 345.3 metres, full height 105.0 metres, full width 120.2 metres, weight 869 tonnes, outpost 143 lithowatts, max speed 126 kilometres per hour, crew 823, onboard systems. I don't know what the rest of that said, but it was a little bit boring, wasn't it? Then we have History of the Arena. This is our final book today, I think. On the eastern outskirts of the continent of Ragnoth used to lie a town called Mithro, and in that town there used to be an arena. At this arena, many types of competitions took place, including a challenge where your foes were sent out at random. Other types of matches included having to use an offensive formation to get your opponents out of the ring as fast as possible, or a defensive magic formation to keep your foes in the ring and extinguish them all. There was also an arena on the island of Klenia, and their challenges included using a phantom magic formation to defeat all the enemies from the mammoth magic formation in a set amount of time, or a collective magic formation to rout mini magic formation enemies in one turn each. I'm losing it with this one. As well as the inner magic formation, where you would try and defeat all your enemies in as short a time as possible. What a convoluted way to say all this. Furthermore, after the Great Disaster, brave hearts gathered at the Danger Dome in a town called Gizlem to test their skills against one another. So this is former arenas. Also, there was once an arena in the town of Baltos. However, due to the fact that it now lies in Deimos territory, little is known about its history. Right, so now we are going to get what we need in order to further the story. So let's go ahead and do that. So thank you for bearing with me with all of that. That was a lot of reading, but I think it was necessary. So we have a dragon here. There is a red gemstone in the dragon's eye. It looks like it might come out pretty easily. Let's go ahead and take that. And then if we head on over to the other side, we have another dragon here with a blue gemstone. So let's go ahead and take that one as well. So the book that we needed was never on the shelf. Now let's head back up. And again, I did know that from memory, but hopefully this wasn't too much of a boring episode for you guys. I did want to do, again, as much of 100% as possible. You know, that's what I'm like with my playthroughs. So this one needs to be the red gemstone, and the other side, of course, needs to be the blue gemstone. And we'll see what happens when these are both inserted. Oh. We have a secret passageway. So let's head in. Hopefully this has the book that we are looking for. So it has 3 things. I'm guessing our book's in the middle. There is a pedestal with a scroll on it, and there is a plate with an inscription written on it. Let's read it. Lambda Sutra, the road to enlightenment. This is what we need. Writings on the 1,000-year-old teachings of Lambda. They are said to have been recorded by Grand Bishop Aga Lamdakia. However, because they were written in Sumlian, a language long since dead, deciphering them is impossible. Here it is. So we need to take it, but we can't read it. Wait, this is written in ancient Sumlian. If we can't read it, it doesn't matter anyway. So next we will head here. There is a pedestal with a scroll on it, and there is a plate with an inscription written on it. Yep, let's read it. Ninja Scroll. Centuries ago in the East, these scrolls were kept among stealthy assassins known as ninja. They often contained special moves to take out one's enemy, or secret tricks to manipulate the world around them. And finally, there's a scroll on the right. Let's have a look at what this is. Projectile Picture Scroll. This scroll contains the innermost secrets of how to throw things. Due to the help it lends to one's skills in battle, these scrolls made their way through the populace of travellers and adventurers. So we do need to head back here at one point. You will see in a future episode why. But for now, we are finished here. I don't see it over here. Did you find anything in your section, Karg? Yeah, I got the sutra. Great. Now we can find everything we need to know about the teachings of Lambda. Actually, I have no idea what it says. It's written in Sumlian, and that language died out a long time ago. So what do we do now? What else can we do? We have to find someone who can read Sumlian, and fast. Good luck. We can't ask the Lambda monks, and we have no idea where else to look. Maybe there's someone here at the library who can read it. I wouldn't bet on it. This place is for keeping all relics safe. I doubt they have research in mind here. Well, no, I'm sure they do, but at any rate, all we can do is see if we can find something out about Sumlian writing. There's no point in turning back now. So I think I end up asking everybody, but there's no need to do this, so I am going to cut this bit out. So I went round asking everybody, but again, there's no need. Wait a second, Maru's not here. Where'd he run off to? So instead, we have to head out of this section. And we don't need to talk to this guy either, but I would have never guessed the dragon's eyes were the key. But you know, I'm starting to feel like this library is just toying with me now. We don't need to speak to the shop owner, but here is Maru. There you are, Maru. Oh, hey, Karg. Lend me a hand, will you? This old man keeps trying to grab my crown. Says he wants to examine it. The crown? Why? This here crown just may have quite a history behind it. It's worth at least looking into. What? But I thought you found that thing somewhere, didn't you? No, I didn't just find this thing somewhere. I told you, it's been handed down in my family through generation after generation. Now, whatever the case may be, I do suggest you at least go and have it examined at the Milmana Appraisal Office. The Milmana Appraisal Office? Yes, Milmana is famous for its palace where you can have your fortune told. And they also have places that can examine ancient treasures and texts for you. Ancient texts? So, do you think there might be someone there who can read Sumlian? Sumlian, huh? Sounds a little tough, but you just may find someone there who can read it, I reckon. Milmana, huh? Very well then. If you ever need to get rid of that crown, you be sure to let me know. I'd be happy to take it off your hands for you. Why would I ever want to get rid of this? Leave me alone, you pesky old geezer. Oh, yeah, Karg. Did you find that Lambda Sutra? Sure did. But none of us can read it. That's not good. Well, I think we'll be able to figure it out somehow. Thanks to you, Maru. Now we have a lead to go on. Huh? But I haven't done anything at all. You've been a big enough help. Alright, let's move out. So I think we're going to be heading to Milmana, so let's get out of the library. What can I do for you? Tell me about this place called Milmana. Milmana lies to the south of this library. But between here and there lies a dark, dense, dangerous forest. Should you wish to travel there, do be careful. We always are. So let's head out. We're quickly just recharging everybody's spirit stones, but I think this is where we are going to leave this episode. So thank you very much for watching. In the next episode, we will be headed to Milmana. Let's see where that is. So it's all the way down here. But there's going to be an abrupt stop because that is where we're going to leave this episode. So thank you very much for watching. In the next episode, of course, we will be heading to Milmana. Once again, apologies that this episode had a lot of reading and talking in it. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye Embers.